to Actors Theater of Indiana's Lunch Break with ATI. My name's Brad Osborne, and our guest today is Randy Sorrell. Randy has been a fixture in Carmel for many, many years, and a tremendous supporter of Actors Theater of Indiana with his wife, Kim. And I'm so happy to have you on the show today. Thank you for joining us, Randy.
Oh, thanks, Brad. And I've been called a lot of things. I'm not sure I've ever been called a fixture. But I'll take it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, there's so many wonderful nights that Meg and I have been on Main Street, and we've seen you and Kim enjoying the environment and the Carmel Arts and Design District. And it's just, we pretty much consider you one of the great art voices in the Carmel area. In fact, that's what our show is about. We're hoping to enhance the arts in an overall big scale. And we've invited a number of guests from all kinds of performing and visual arts and stuff like that. But when I talk about the concept of the arts, Randy, I can think of a lot of ways you've been involved in the arts. But what does it mean to you?
So, Brad, to me, I think the first thing is trying to wrap our heads around what our definition is of the arts, right? I mean,
yeah, right.
Most of us,
yeah,
the people we know and run with, have a very broad perspective of arts.
Yes.
But not everybody does. So, it's just been and the more you get involved, the more you want to keep getting involved and expand your roots. And we just love the arts. And again, for us, art means, well, the obvious, because I'm an artist and a painter, paintings.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's just, that's a very micro view. And so, theater and music and, what a better, is there a better place to live in America right now, Brad, than Carmel, Indiana?
Isn't that the
with
truth?
The Palladium and all the ATI and Gregory Hancock.
Yep.
And
it's incredible.
Love it.
Well, you mentioned an interesting comment there. Those of us that we run with are actively involved in the arts, but those that aren't actively involved in the arts, it's like, okay, what message can we help them understand to shift their course a few degrees, so they end up at the point of enjoying the arts as you and Kim and Meg and I have? What do you think? How do you
do that?
How do we do that? That's my question.
Yeah, no, I don't know. How do you do that, Brad? There is a growing community of people involved in arts, and when you start getting involved, that community becomes more intimate. It's like going to Carmel High School. It's very big until you become involved in the chess club or theater, and then suddenly it becomes smaller.
That is fantastic.
It's like going to church, right? We go to a big church, and it's very big until
small group.
You find you find your niche.
Yeah.
So we have a number of friends who we are still trying to get to the Palladium.
Isn't
right?
that something?
It's just, please go to, if you've never been, doesn't matter what you see, especially the first handful of times you go.
Right.
Just go and get a cheap seat, because there's not a bad seat. I mean, they're all great seats.
Yep.
And, so just go to something and go with an open mind. I would say go rested and hydrated.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, because you want to be alert, you want to have fun, and you'll love it.
That rested. That brought back a sad story. Early in my dating life with Meg, I was a workaholic realtor, and the people that sat next to us at South Pacific asked us to leave at intermission.
Oh, right, because you were yakking or...
No, I was snoring.
Oh, you're snoring. Oh, whoops. Yeah.
But that has never happened
funny.
during the time I've been to Actors Theater of Indiana shows. But anyway, that's part of me choosing to
Right.
not be a workaholic
Well,
anymore.
there you go.
So
But you could play off a little bit more of that question, Brad. How do you get people involved in the arts?
yeah,
Well, if you think about it, if you're in Carmel or Fishers or Nobles, any of the surrounding communities, there are plenty of complimentary outdoor concerts.
yeah, right.
And so a lot of people do have an introduction there, right? So, let your experience grow from that, right?
You know, that triggered another thing. You may remember that I was a Carmel Clay school bus driver for
Oh,
a
yeah.
while, and it was the sweet spot in my life. And but I wondered, what is it? It's because the school system and Carmel itself goes from all the way to 5 miles west of here to 5 miles east of here,
Right.
and I wonder what we could do to bring those communities to within the central district periodically because they don't even know what they're missing.
Well, and I would challenge you a little there, Brad, because we, meaning the arts community, gives them plenty of opportunity to come. The Carmel International Arts Festival, Art on Main,
Right.
What's the Artimobilia?
Right.
I mean, there's plenty of those sort of things, and so I think there's more people than we imagine who are, let's call them rookies to the art scene, who come there.
Yeah.
Right. So they're tasting it.
That's a really good point.
I think.
Good
but
point.
Maybe I'm too optimistic.
Well, I'm good. I'm glad to hang in with somebody that's optimistic. Well,
So-
hey, speaking of optimism, I got to tell you, we are satisfied customers of Randy Sorrell
yeah.
Art.
That's
You know,
right.
we had the opportunity to buy some original artwork from you at the Carmel International Arts Festival this last year. You know, tell us about your passion of being a visual artist, an artist that paints. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, thank you, Brad and Meg, for that acquisition. And that was a gift.
Yes, we gave it to our son,
Yeah.
who truly appreciates the different components that you had within that piece of art. You had was it the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution on the back?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the American flag and the Indiana state flag all merged together. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. I'm chilling just telling you about it. But you created it.
Yeah, that was a fun piece. I love creating those authentic, patriotic sort of pieces and using vintage sheet music like God Bless America.
There
or
it goes.
Something.
That's what it was. It
I
wasn't.
think so. Yeah.
It wasn't the Declaration of Independence
No, it
or
was-
Constitution.
No, I kept the original declaration at my house. Decided not to use it. Yeah, so my passion, how I, You know, I've been an entrepreneur all my life, even down in Dallas when I owned an employee benefit business. Hard to kind of comprehend, but that was insanely creative, right? I mean,
Yeah,
if you're
right.
having to own a business and pitch it and grow it, and you're meeting with corporates, and you've got to be creative
Right.
to figure out how to sell the
Service.
deal, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I've always been creative, and I had a little break in life about 14 years ago, and I thought, I'd like to learn how to sketch and paint. And
Fantastic.
just kind of at random. Of course, we owned the architect design build business then, so
Yes, right.
I had several incredibly brilliant creatives around me. So I was just gleaning from them, and I think I just wanted to catapult from their talents and do something on my own. So took a few classes, and next thing you know, I thought, this is kind of fun.
How often do you stand at your easel?
Yeah, so my studio is in my house. Got a nice, dedicated large room to it. I usually have, Brad, 3 to 6 paintings that I'm in the middle of.
Really?
Yep. And I'm in the studio several times a day.
Okay.
Now, most of the time when I go in there, Brad, I just go in and I just, frankly, it's a fun place to be.
Yeah,
Right? So I
okay,
just
great.
go in, I'm just kind of looking around. But often I'm going in and I'm studying one or two of the paintings and think, what's my next step there? How do I proceed? And then, I'll pick up a brush. But sometimes I've got a dedicated 1 or 2 or 3 hours. But 3 hours is a long time for me to
Yeah.
paint. I imagine Scotty has more endurance, your son,
Yeah.
to get in there and create than I
Gosh,
do.
and he also subscribes to the policy of he needs to have at least 6 projects
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
at any one time. Isn't that right, Scott?
Yeah. Well, part of it is because sometimes you want the paint to cure a little before I put a thicker layer on top, but often it's, I just like to paint, and
Yeah,
so I
that
don't
is
want to hustle
fantastic.
through it. I want
Yeah,
to take my
right.
time, let it marinate, and
That is
it's like a
fantastic.
glass of wine. You can think about it, or you can chug it. I prefer to think about it.
Yeah, that is really great. We're obviously sitting in the. I'm inviting you to look
Oh,
here,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
and does it trigger any ATI memories? I'll mention that Kim was on the board of directors
She was,
when
yeah.
Meg and I came to be a part of the ATI team,
Right.
and it was her support of us that really had a lot to do with us joining the team. But as you look here, what are some of the memories that pop out?
Well, boy, I mean, the obvious, and I just get a buzz thinking about his $1 Million Quartet.
Wasn't that incredible?
Oh my goodness! And I've seen that a couple times in Chicago or New York City, and every time you see it, what a story!
Yeah.
But ATI blew it out of the park on that, and I think you did it in the studio once, and then on the
Palladium stage.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So loved that one.
And by the way, I got to interrupt because we had costumes, cocktails, something else, comedy.
Yeah.
And it's alphabetical, but I can't order it in my head right now. But you and Frank Basile
Oh, yeah.
and I think Jeff
Was
and
that $1 Million Quartet?
You guys came in the sequin
Right.
jackets
Right.
to be the grand finale of our fabulous costumes event back in
That was fun.
2019.
Yeah,
That was great.
Yeah.
What any other ATI memories jump out?
Well, you'll dig this one, and I forget the name of it, but Honey, I'm Home.
Hey, I think we both had
That was a good time.
cameo appearance
Oh, yeah.
in that thing. I came
Right.
as the Ralph Crampton, the bus driver,
Yeah.
where
Oh, yeah.
everybody else dressed in that nice trench
Yeah.
coat.
Yeah,
That was
that's right.
ruthless.
That was a good time.
That was fun.
So those are probably two of the most fun experiences. But as I think about ATI, it seems like, for me anyway, they have excelled ever since the trio founded it.
Oh yeah.
They have excelled at comedy. So it seems like whenever they do something with humor, I'm just really, really dig it.
Oh, it's been
So,
great.
yeah.
Do you remember the drive-in movies? The drive-in theaters?
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we need to do that again. I've done that a couple years,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we did.
right.
In fact, that's part of my surprise. Looky here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's a good picture.
Isn't that
Wow.
great?
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Oh, son of a gun. Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you remember the story behind that one?
It was here,
Yes.
wasn't it? Were you doing a little fundraiser, or what was going
Yeah.
on?
During COVID, we were trying
that's
to.
right.
We we had these drive-in movies theaters planned, but in this particular one, we weren't because of weather or something else.
Right.
We had to quickly move it inside to what we called the black box,
Right.
where we converted a part of the warehouse back there into a theater. And because you had been so supportive, we wanted you to be the guests.
In the car. And look at my beautiful wife.
Isn't she great?
Yeah, we're just that was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed she's the designated driver
Yes.
that day. Okay,
That's,
so
too common,
here's
yeah.
another one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember that one?
Did I MC that, or
No,
did I just
no,
help chatting
actually,
there?
I don't know if you were, yeah, I guess you were
I
the
don't know, I
MC.
did,
It was
yeah.
our first one. This one was in September of 2020. And you were up there getting the crowd going, but you and Kim,
Oh, that's a good one.
isn't
Yeah,
that
that's a
pretty?
great pick.
Yep. And one of the things that encouraged Meg and I to keep working on this was the way that you guys tailgated.
Oh,
You bought 2 parking spots
That's
and you
right.
brought a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Every one of them except spouses stayed 6 feet apart from each other.
That's
You
right.
can tell right there.
Yeah.
But that I think was one of 3 of Kim's tables
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
that was decorated and stuff like that. But
That
those
was a fun time.
it was pretty special.
Well, and that's building community around arts and
Yeah.
theater. And we had a group of our friends that we've had for a dozen years, and we call them the yo-yos.
Okay.
The ladies are called the yo-yos. The men are called the slow-mos. I don't know how we got there. Don't know what. I'm sure there's a good story, but so that was the group of a dozen or so of our buddies that were there.
It was
a good time.
incredible.
Good time.
It was really,
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some exciting things coming. We've got 9 to 5 as
Yeah.
the next performance, and you know that's going to be fabulous.
All right.
And then as we inch our way into June, what a grand month that's going to be. We've got the gala, and we know you guys are going to be a part of that.
Right.
And you've
We'll be
your
there.
honorary
Yeah.
honorary host committee.
Yep.
And then we actually go into the Titanic, 2 shows. I think it's the 20th and 21st of June, but I've been wrong on those dates before.
Yeah. Check the website.
Yeah, right. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But
Get your tickets.
and then we'll also be announcing the productions for next year, and I've heard what they are. We're going to have a lot of fun
Another great season.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
They've all been great seasons. A couple have been better than others, but if you haven't seen ATI, again, kind of like the Palladium. If you've
Yeah.
never been to an ATI production, just go. Doesn't matter what the production is, you'll dig it. It's like Gregory Hancock Dance Theater.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never been to one of his gigs,
And you know what? They have another performance this weekend.
I know, doggone it, we're gonna miss it.
Oh shoot.
Shoot,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's. As Meg and I were driving around yesterday, I said, "Hey, you know what? I think we need to make sure we've got our tickets
Yeah.
for either Saturday or Sunday."
GHDT or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is all part of the Carmel arts culture that people need to dip their toe in, get released from the rest of life for 2 hours so that they can have fun. But you know what else comes from that is the conversation and memories that people are kicking back around
Oh, yeah.
for days
Sure.
afterwards.
When you're laughing and
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and you think about it too, Brad. When you travel,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know the first thing that we do when we hit a destination, we Google and search and okay, where's the live music?
Yeah.
Any theater going on? Where's the art galleries so we can pop around and you just create those.
You know, for when we travel, we usually Google where are our grandkids right now.
Oh, yeah.
But I like your idea of what we ought to do when we travel.
Well, our grandkids are often with us, right? So
Yeah. Hey, it sure has been a pleasure to have you on Lunch Break with ATI, and thank you for the many, many ways that you've supported. I've only been a part of it since 2018, but you and Kim are so vivid to me in the success of this organization, as whether it be a patron, somebody who enjoys the show and tells others. I'm so thankful for you, Randy, and we get to see you at functions like Carmel International Arts Festival, and you really have you're a key contributor to what Carmel Arts is all about. And I thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
You're very
you.
generous.
Thank you for
Appreciate the comments.
for
Yep.
being here.
Yeah.
And hey,
Good time.
thanks for joining us at Actors Theater of Indiana's Lunch Break with ATI. We'll be back next Wednesday at noon, and we're going to continue to have a lot of fun. I know the person that schedules the upcoming guests, so you've got some nice surprises waiting for you. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay.
Yep.